reveals and hidden truths. I'm Vanessa Murphy, investigative reporter at KLAS TV in Las Vegas. This is our first episode of this program. We'll be talking about crime. We will be talking to newsmakers. There will be a variety of topics. I have a very special guest with me right now, Regina Lacerda. Regina, first of all, I am sorry for your loss always. We appreciate you being here. You lost your daughter to gun violence, and I want to let our viewers know more background about this. Take a look.
This case is without a doubt one of the most horrific incidents that have occurred to a family.
Tabitha was killed, Metro Police say, by her boyfriend, Oswaldo Perez Sanchez.
She was screaming. She said, "Mom, please come and get me."
You believe his loved ones may know where he is.
That's the general rule. Most individuals that are on the run keep contact with their family.
He's possibly in Las Vegas. We've had intelligence that he might be in California, even down in Mexico.
How can he just leave and they haven't caught him? He has to pay, for what he did.
And our 8 News Now investigators learning that authorities have arrested a man accused of killing his girlfriend in Mexico today. According to Las Vegas police,
there's a lot of care for Regina and Tabitha's family and friends, and we want to see that justice here.
I'll never stop fighting for my daughter's justice. Never. I always say that to all of you. My daughter will never be a cold case. She is very strong, and she had a voice.
That hits you right here. You never stopped.
Never. 2 years, almost 5 months. 2 years and 5 months.
And we showed you the picture of Oswaldo Perez Sanchez. He was in a relationship with Tabitha. Police say he shot her and took off to Mexico. He was later found. We will get into that, but I wanna focus on Tabitha to start. Tell us about her.
She's a light. She's a light of my life. She's a light of a lot of people's life. She cares for people. She cares for others. She cares for her friends. She cares for her grandma. She's my only one. I always talk about her like she is. I would never say that she was, because to me, she's always going to be the very best thing that ever happened to my life. We are glue. I raised my daughter by myself, so we are very, very close to each other.
Paint the picture for us of what she was doing at the time in life, where she was working. I know she had a ton of friends.
Tabitha she writes poetry, right? So she was always writing about something. So she always make herself, when the years was about to finish, she always would write it out about what she was. Specifically at that year, in 2022, she did wrote it out, everything that she wants to do. She was a cocktail waiter. She was a bartender. She was, she went to school for beauty. She did a lot of little things.
Let's talk about when she meets Oswaldo Perez Sanchez. You told me previously he had a tattoo on his arm of your daughter before he met her. And we had talked about your mother's intuition of what is happening here with him.
So it was my birthday. And so she called some of her friends and she goes, "Hey, it's going to be my mom's birthday. And then I would like you to come." And then it was so special, but for her she go like, she's going to be there. And then it's her birthday. I want to celebrate. So please come. And then, the young people put that a lot up there, Unfortunately, I believe that she posted where we were, which is a wrong thing to do. But
so you're saying she posted the location?
Posted the location.
Got it.
I believe that. I believe that she did. Most like she did that. saying, "Hey, I'm here, la 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 la." And so in the middle of the party, in the middle of nowhere, she'll come up to me and say, "Mom, I." She was kind of nervous as well because it was very, I don't know, and I got her a surprise as well. So she said, "Mom, I would like you to meet some this person, and you're not gonna believe it. He has my face on his left arm. I think his left arm." And then I say, "What?" Even without seeing his face, even without knowing anything about this person, my heart dropped at the moment. I had that feeling that I was going to pass out. I don't know. No, as a mother, as a connection that we had was so strong that I just turned and I go like, "And where is this person?" Is she go like, "Oh, he's all the way in the back of the club." And then I just turned myself a little, just a glance to see him a little bit. And then I turn it back and I say, "No, I do not want to meet this person." So my daughter was always a person who never judged anyone. So at that moment, she kind of get mad with me. And she looked at me and say, "Mom, how can you judge someone that you don't even know? You can't. This is not what you taught me. I am this kind of person that I don't judge no one. And I know that you never really judge. How can you judge him just because?" I say, "Just because?" I'm telling you right now, I'm not judging him. I'm talking to you as your mother at this moment. I'm talking to you with the feeling that I have at this moment. It breaks me. It puts me down. At the moment you told me that he had your face on his arm, that kills me. I don't know why, but my heart, it's so out of control right now. Like it's coming out of my mouth. I say, I refuse. I refuse to meet this person. I'm very sorry about that, but I refuse to meet this person. And I didn't. I did.
For a long time, you didn't.
It took him, I would say, a, at least 1.5 years following Tabata, trying Tabata, sending her messages. And I believe when he finally get to really maybe get in a date with her or talk to her was the time that she was very, very vulnerable. Tabata was in a very deep depression because another situation, which is her dad, that she never met, and then she met, and then she decided to forgive him for what he did, for never being in her life, and all of that. And then, as a minute that we left Brazil, he'll never look for her again. So Tabata went with a very bad depression. Tabata writes down every day. She'll come from work and stay hours writing and writing. For the fact her last poetry was about her dad. She made it about her dad. So in my opinion is he got away to getting into Tabi in a very when she was in a very low type, very low part of her life, very vulnerable.
So you're saying she felt left.
She felt
She
left.
felt
She felt
let down by her
let down,
dad, and then
yes.
another.
And then he just got in.
And so they eventually start dating.
They start dating.
And you sort of open up to him a little bit.
2 months after that they started dating, and 2 months after she come up to me and say, "Mom," and she didn't know how, and she didn't really. I totally believe that she was afraid, what was going to be my reaction to her. So she said, "Mom, I have to tell you something. I'm going out with Nate." She called him Nate.
Did it seem like she was happy at the time and that he was being respectful toward her?
In the beginning, yes. And maybe that's why in the beginning I tried to kind of put my feelings in the side because I want to see my daughter happy, right? And I thought myself, maybe I'm over protecting her. Maybe I'm overreacting with all the things that is happening. And maybe he can be, because it looks like he's making her, happy. They are together for 2 months. And then maybe for 2 months, this was happening. And then Tabi did a few plastic surgery. She wants to fix her body because she really wants to get out of here. She wants to feel really good about herself, and she really want to go to either Los Angeles or New York. So I started to see that side of him that I really knew that he has, the jealousy. So I started to see that as a mother, even though I was not with them the whole time, but I started to see that. And then when she did do her surgery, he was driving her around for everything. She stayed with him the total of 8 months. In the last 2 months, she wanted to separate, but I didn't know that.
She eventually expresses, though, to you that she's going to break up with him, though, right?
Yes, she did.
And that's the last time.
April 21st, I started to get ready to go to work. And I was cooking for her, and then she was sitting by me, and I stand up, and then I said, Tabi, filha, I call her filha. Filha is daughter in Portuguese, and I say, filha, are you happy? And she said, no, mom, I am not happy. And I say, why can't you be happy? Why can't you, you know, do something about it? I say, it's him, right? Look at him and look at you. You're such a beautiful woman. You have so many friends, so many people love to be with you, because I knew some of her friends was in love with her. But I didn't want to make you worry about it. It's been 2 months that I started to trying to separate. And I say, why can't you? Why you didn't tell me? Why you didn't ask me for help? Help me. We can know if there's anything, I'm gonna be by your side. Don't worry about it. You finish. If you finish this. And she goes like, it's not that easy, mom. And I say, why not? She goes, because I'm afraid. And I look at her and I say, are you afraid of what? And she goes like, he's trying to mean that he's gonna kill himself if I leave him. And mom, how can I live with that if that happens? How, mom? And then I look at her and I go like, are you afraid of what he's gonna do to himself or what he's gonna do to you? And she came very close to me in my face, and with her little finger, she put her finger here on me and say, mom, he'll never do this to me, because he never did really. She'll never, never, Vanessa, she'll never expect anything as a violence, anything like that to happen to her. So he was jealous about her, but she did never for 1 second thought that he would do anything against her, to her. But he was making all this threat to her that he was going to kill himself. He was going to kill himself. And she say, how could I live with that, mom? And the reason that I never say anything to you is because I was doing some, excuse me, test for my heart and stuff like that. So I say to her, don't go to work today. Stay home. She goes like, oh, mom, I really didn't want to feel. I didn't feel like going to work today, to be honest with you. And I say, don't go. But she would never do that. She would never call me last minute. So she called her manager and asked, and I stay home today. She goes like, no, Tabata, we're gonna have two parties, and I think she was bartender that day. I think I can recall, but we need you. So she come up to me and say, Mom, I'm sorry, I really have to go. If everything goes well, and then maybe we're not too busy, I'll leave early. Okay? But another thing that I'm going to promise you is if he's there waiting for me, because now she's driving away in her car and stuff, but sometime he was there, right, to go out or to take care. I don't know. So she said, if he's up there waiting for me, then today is going to be the day. We're finishing. That's going to be the day today. But if he's not, I'll come home early. And I had her location, right?
And you're saying she's telling you if he is waiting, today will be the day I break up with
Break
him
up with him.
and I
Today-
move on with
And I move on with my life. She goes like, "It's not gonna pass today. I'm so tired, and I'm glad that we had this conversation. And today is gonna be the day, Mom. If he's there, I will break up with him today."
and he was there.
He was there, waiting for her, and she finished work.
What do you want to say about what unfolded? What are you comfortable saying about what unfolded that night?
As a mother, I thought, in as her growing up, I thought, and I told her, I'm always gonna save you. I'm always gonna be by your side, no matter what, no matter how old you are, no matter you get married, no matter, I'm always gonna be there for you. Always, always. And at that night, I couldn't sleep. I wasn't gonna sleep. I never really sleep. I have insomnia all the time. But that night, I couldn't. I couldn't. My heart was telling me that something was gonna happen. And when I saw a location and I saw that she was leaving her place, but to other way, I sent her a text and I say, Tabio, what's happening? You say that you're gonna come home early. And she say, Mom, he's here. He's here. And I need to fix this, Mom. I need to end this. Don't worry about it, Mom. Don't worry about means she wasn't worried about it too. She was worried about what he's gonna do to himself, but never to her. So she never expect that, right? She sees the good in people. That's what kills her. You know that. I'm always gonna say that. She sees the good in people. Always did. Always. And then she said to me, Mom, I'm with Nate, so don't worry about it. Um, it's gonna be okay. And this was 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, and then 4, and 5, and 6. And she never come home. And then I send her again and I say, Frida, what's going on? She goes like, Mom, don't worry about it. It's gonna be today. Don't worry about it. But then and I got the phone call. I think it was a 9 something in the morning. She was screaming. She said, Mom, please come and get me. I say, what? She goes, Mom, please come and get me. I say, what do you mean? I say, come and get it from where? Where's your car? What's going on? And she said, cute. And she said, um, I'm very close to the house. I say, I got blind. I got blind. I got blind. And I say, she goes, Mom, you have my, I say, send me your address. I'm going right now. And she goes like, Mom, you have my location. I say, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Please send me your location right now. I'm on my way. I'm just gonna put something on and I'm coming and get you. And she goes like, the thing is, he's sitting in my car, Mom, and he say that he's not gonna let me take my car. I want to take my car. So I want to take my car. And I say, okay, so I say, so please wait for me. I'm going and I'm going, right? So it was 10 minutes away from my house. Only 10 minutes away from my house. I believe that was his sister's house. I think she went to Arizona because her mother was having a surgery on her knee or something like that. And he had the key to come and check on the house or something like that. I don't, until today and until I die, she's the only one who can answer me these questions. What is she doing there? Why is that? Why? Why did she drove with him over there? You know, why? I don't understand. And then, for what I know, I think when she was talking to me, she turns off the phone, and then I'm starting to get all together, and I grab, I think, my stuff, and I'm starting to get into my car when my phone rings again, and she say, Mom, please don't come." I think she was afraid for me to come. I think by this time, maybe she already had saw him with the gun on his hand, sitting with his legs outside on her car like this on the passenger side. And then she said to me, "Mom, don't come. Mom, don't come." I say, "What do you mean I'm not coming? I'm coming. I'm coming right now." And I did a reverse and I hit my garage door and I broke the whole thing. The last words that I heard from my daughter was this: "Mom, what was that noise? What happened?" And I say, "I just broke down the whole garage door." And she said, "Don't worry, Mom. I'll pay for it." That was the last word she said to me. I say, "Wait for me. I'm coming. I'm coming." And then I continued to talk to her on the phone, like she was on the phone, with me, but she didn't say anything to me. But I knew that she was on the phone with me. And I get into Summerlin Parkway. It was just 10 minutes. 10 minutes to become, I think, a half an hour. I don't know what's traffic. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But I don't know. I think it took me so long to get there. It took me so long to get there. So why? It was on Buffalo. I just had to get up two exit. Only two exit. And I remember when I got there, was so many police cars all over, everywhere. But before I got there, I heard her friend, I'm not gonna say her name, saying, "Please come, please come." She got shot. My my friend got shot. And and I say, and I start to scream, and I say her name. "Don't be stupid. What are you talking about? Let me talk to Tabitha. Let me talk to my daughter. Let me talk to Tabitha." So what happened was, I think when Tabi was talking to me, her friend, she had called her friend to come and help her before me. And then her friend had a conversation with him and he didn't want to hear about it, anything. So she grabbed Tabitha, took Tabitha to her car. And when Tabitha was sitting on her car, she called me. That was the time that she called me. And I believe that at that moment that she was talking to me to not coming, please not come, because I think she wants to do on her own. Maybe she decided that she was going to take her car and leave. Um, her friend, I don't know if she dropped her phone or something happened. She kind of turned, when she turned her back, Tabitha was gone. So it was a fraction of a second. And Tabitha was with me on the phone, not saying anything, but she was with me on the phone. So she passed through him, I don't know which way, and got into her car and said that she was going to take her car. So he stand up, go around, and shot her on the head. But when this happened, Tabitha still had the phone with me on her hand. So I know that when her friend, and then he went to the car and say, "Give me your car." give me your card. He said to the girl. He took her card. She didn't see anything. I did not hear anything. I'm pretty sure Tabitha, when she passed through him, she saw that he had a gun on his hand, but she wasn't afraid. Like I say, she always see the good on people. She did never expect that to happen to her. I really don't think that she thought about it, that that was going to happen to her. Never, you know. But one thing I have to say, he premeditated. He premeditated everything. He premeditated because first of all was a gun with no sound, right? There was no sound. Nobody knew that that happened. She didn't hear. I didn't hear. I was on the phone with her. And it was a specific bullet that exploded inside of her mind, right? When I got with her to the hospital, they said, if your daughter survives, she's going to be a vegetable because there's no way she can ever think it's done. The damage, it's done. They say that to me when I got to the hospital. But anyway, when I got there, she heard me screaming when I said, "What are you talking about? Give me to talk to Tabi." I think she grabbed Tabitha's phone and said, "Mom." She calls me mom as well. She can talk right now. So even with all of this conversation, even with me hurting her, asking, saying something, I thought, okay, maybe they got into a fight and they're just calling the police, and that's what it is. So when I get there and I see all this police car over there and the fire over there, I saw her friend coming. So I said, "Where's Abby?" She said, "Mom, she can't talk to you." I say, "What do you mean she can talk to me?" And then the police came, and then I say, "Where's my daughter?" And they say, Your daughter got shot." And I said, "There's no way. I just spoke to her on the phone. I was just on the phone with her. It's not even 10, 15 minutes. You know, how could that happen? You know, I wasn't able to come on time. I would have jumped in front of her. This would never happen to her if I was here." And then I saw when they're putting her body up.
Regina, I'm so sorry. It is my belief that anyone who watches this will understand you're blaming yourself, but that you were a mom and you tried your best. You tried your best. I think anyone watching would believe you tried your best to help and save your daughter.
I did. I didn't save her. I blame myself so much for that.
You tried your best, and you guys have that bond always, right? I'm so sorry. So after this happened, the police said that he took off. And not only did you have to mourn your daughter, but you eventually came on the news and you were saying, this man accused of killing my daughter, we need help finding him.
Yeah.
And you shared your story continuously, bravely. And this was a long time that this went on. And we do know that he had ties to Mexico. Sources told us he had been a dreamer and had ties to Mexico, right? And we learn 2 years after this happened, police said they found him. What was that like for you to finally hear the police say that?
Vanessa, you know that I'm fighting for justice, always going to be fighting for justice. Every single week I post about it and I post about it. I sent a message to the detective asking if there was any news about it, the report.
Mm.
So she was kind of nervous and she sent me a text back and say, Regina, can I call you in like a 10 minutes? And I say, what do you mean? I say, I'm out of country. I'm in Brazil. She goes, I'll call you. And I say, okay. So I say, okay. So I go like, oh, something must happen, you know. And then maybe she's busy. So 10 minutes after she called me and she said, Regina, she was very emotional too, you know. We all got emotional with Tabitha's case. I believe, you know, she's been touching so many people's life right by now. And she said to me, Regina, I have better than that. I say, so what could be better than that? And then she goes like, we caught him. So I didn't know if I scream, if I cry, if I jump. I didn't know. My reaction was, uh, I didn't know. I say, what do you mean? When? Can I post it? That was the first thing because you know, I've been posting and informing and telling and asking and
Every day.
every single day. So I say, please, let me know. Can I do something? And she go like, no, Regina, you can't. Unfortunately, you can't. You know why? Because unfortunately, something happened for us. I say, oh, really? She goes like, yes, he killed another girl. I was like, oh my God.
And so we learned about that arrest in April,
Yes.
and
Right before the 2 years.
he's still in Mexico.
He is in Mexico.
And the extradition process is complicated.
I've been there. I've been asking for answers, you know, and I don't get any. I don't sleep. It's been almost 2.5 years, Vanessa, that my life is gone. The day that my daughter died, I died with her. The only reason that I'm here is because I have a mother to take care of it, her dog, and the justice for Tabitha. That's what I have to say. Because it's very hard to be in this world as a woman by myself that I am. I have no desire to be here, no desire to do anything. I need to work. I have bills to pay. I can't because my business went down when my daughter died. My life is upside down. And I'm here every single day. People say, oh, it's 2.5 years. People don't understand grieving. I lost friends. I lost people because they don't understand that I'm sad. They don't understand that my fight is never going to end. I understand that. And I know that with the day that we are at 2 years for Tabi, the police came, everyone came and talked to me. And that was the day that they thought that was the justice. No, that was not the justice. To me, my justice for my daughter is to bring him in. I want him in Las Vegas. I want him to be United States. I understand he's a Mexican. I understand he was here in DACA or whatever
A dreamer.
that he was dreamer that he was. But what happened was here, he killed Tabitha first. I understand that. And I wanted him to pay for both what he did. And to be very honest with you, I believe that the family has to be accountable on that as well, because the family is the one who's covering him for everything.
You believe
I
people
believe.
helped hide him
Yes,
and
his
help
family,
him run away.
totally. Not believe only. The thing that is killing me more than ever is all the documentation that I have that Alma is Carelli's, Vivian
Vivian's.
Carelli's sister. She sent it to me everything. I have everything on fire. I have everything that she goes through over there, that is signed from lawyers or signed from judge or things that is happening. She'll send it to me. And what makes me more sad about it is that they still talk about him, referring to him as a Jorge Perez Sanchez. Jorge is his brother. He uses his brother's name in Mexico. everything, and the whole time that he's in Mexico, you know that exactly 1 year after he killed Tabitha, he started to go out with Vivian. Exactly 1 year. And almost 1 year after he killed her, a month before 1 year, that was March, he killed her on the 22nd. It's very strange. And to me, he deals with a lot of religion things, bad things that I heard that he's involved with, you know. So black magic, stuff like that. He does things like that. I don't know, but this is what I heard. I heard so many things. So it's very hard for me. You know, I hear things from everywhere. But very strange, you know? Very, very strange.
So, to wrap this up, you're waiting for the extradition. You are still posting about your beautiful daughter every day.
Every day.
The other family, Vivian's family
I posted about her.
in Mexico, hoping for justice and wondering if anyone else will be charged and accused of helping him hide.
Of course. I think they have to be, accountable on that. They did that. They did that. They did that. Yeah.
Another, I think, important point is I believe you expressed that he did not use physical violence initially against Tabitha.
He never did.
But he was very controlling. Mental. And that is why she did not think this would happen.
Yes. Mental. Yes. That's why she said that to me.
We do know.
He never did anything to her and he would never do. So she believed on him. She trusts that nothing like that was going to come from him to her.
I saw one of the domestic violence organizations in Las Vegas at the last vigil. Mm-hmm. And one of the important messages is when someone is leaving their abuser, mm-hmm. it is one of the most
difficult, yes.
dangerous
time. Very dangerous, yes. And by saying that, sometimes I feel like, did I have the right to push her to finish with him? At that night, when she told me that?
Well, you said she was already planning it.
She was planning.
She was planning it.
But if I knew it, Vanessa, if I knew it, I would never let her even leave the house that day. And when I say to the police, why can I didn't come on time to save my daughter, they say, well, he had killed you too, maybe, And the way he was mentally, he would kill her at your house, or anywhere else. He had that on him. I believe nowadays, when I think about that he killed Tabby and he killed Vivian Corelli, he is a psychopath, and he could even be a serial killer. We don't know anything. We don't know. I mean, Tabby and Vivian is the ones that we know. God knows what he did in these 2 years that he was up there, or before here. We don't know. Very honest to say, I really don't know. And I have a feeling that person is evil. He's totally evil. He's so evil that, the family, Vivian Corelli family, they really want him to be extradited to here. They don't want, you see, my point is, if it was so good and okay, they want him to be on trial over there, right? But they don't want that. That's why they got in touch with me. That's why we put in our force together. We're trying together to be strong enough to get to a point or to someone to advocate for us. I have no lawyer. I'm all by myself. Unfortunately, I have no lawyer. When the Palacios case came, in which I knew Miss Palacio, and I'm so happy about because I knew when when this happened to him, that she got him in Mexico a year and 1 month ago, I was so happy about it that I hired someone.
Mm.
That was the time that I hired someone because I knew that it did not happen that way. But anyway, I'm not gonna do detail on that, but I knew it. And then when that happened, I thought myself, maybe it's an open window, open door for something that could happen, it gives me hope, a little bit of more hope for extradition. I know that can take a long time. Like, for example, Miss Palacio had him in jail for 1 year, more than 1 year, but she had her lawyer here pushing and pushing. I don't know if that's the case or not, or I don't know if because Miss Palacio is Mexican as well. I really don't know what was the case on that, but I have my doubt on that. I have my questions as well. I don't know. I don't know if I do need a lawyer or to push for. I don't know, Vanessa. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm very lost in life. I'm very lost.
Well, what I do know is you have continuously called for justice for Tabitha.
Always be
Now you're calling for justice for Vivian.
for Vivian as well.
We do know he is in custody and will keep following this.
Yes.
I think a lot of people will connect with you and understand your passion. And I just want to thank you for talking to us.
And I just want to thank you for always being there. I think the reason that I'm here today is because of all of you, Tab Tribe, and all the reporters. You guys being so important in my case, in Tabitha's case, and in my fight for justice. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.